pounds. Introducing in the blue corner, wearing the blue shorts with a black trim. Weighing in today at 11 stone and 12 pounds. In his 55th professional contest from Trowbridge, Dan Blackwell. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing the black shorts, weighing in today at 11 stone and 10 pounds, with a professional record of 6 victories from 6 contests, from London via Turkey, the undefeated Onder Ozgul. Your referee, Lee Cook from Bedford. Your timekeeper, Stephen Pucci from Milton Keynes. This is a light heavyweight contest of 6 3 rounds.
Okay, you're both
so here we go, final instructions issued by the referee. This 6 3-minute round is super middleweight between Onder Ozgul, fighting out of Hackney in London, and Dan Blackwell, much travelled seasoned fighter from Trowbridge, brother of Nick Blackwell, who'll be taking on Elliot Matthews in defence of his British middleweight title in a couple of weeks' time. We saw Ozgul on our first London live fight night. He stopped Wayne Reed in the 3rd round at the Camden Centre. Reed wasn't happy with the stoppage. He's the kind of fighter that never is. He's a very good, tough fighter, Wayne Reed, but it was an impressive performance from Ozgul, who, Mickey, when he got his man hurt, really went after him. He really put his foot on the gas. It was impressive to see.
Very impressive. You know, I've seen Ozgul in the gym for the last couple of years now. I've seen him scale down from the light heavyweight to the super middleweight division now. And I think that suits him because of his size. But he's got an aggressive style, he's very clever. But as you said, great performance though, beating Wayne Reed. But this is a real step up for him in Dan Blackwell.
Well, Blackwell's a good fighter. He's one of a number of fighters who, when you look at their records, they don't seem to be much at all, but the records are very, very deceptive. He's only been stopped once in his 49 defeats, fights very, very often, keeps himself in shape, fights against good fighters as well. It's been a distance with the likes of Tom Baker, Callum Smith, Anthony Agogo, Tommy Langford, Jimmy Kelly. These are all good operators.
Yeah, top class operators at that as well, and he's a tough man. But he's got a lot of talent as well, Dan Blackwell. But just loves to fight.
Interesting background, Ozgul, who came over to the UK at 24. Started boxing in Turkey at 17, came over to the UK for a visit, saw how sports mad the country is basically, and how well received boxing is here, and how popular it is here, and how good the setup is here, and decided to stay and turn professional. He's a full-time professional as well under Mo Hussein. 100 or so amateur fights, 3 times Turkish champion, so he's got that in his locker as well.
Man, he's got a style that suits the pros, Andy, and you know, he's very aggressive. You see here.
Trying to let those short right hands go. Crashed one through the guard there as Blackwell just moves away to his right hand side. Tries to throw back as well.
It's interesting, all you know, with Dan Blackwell. You know, you look at his resume, he's got a lot of defeats, but you look at him here. He always comes to win. You know, he's not one of those journeymen. You know, he has a fight and tries to win the contest.
Which makes his record the more impressive, actually, because usually the danger if you're fighting every week, every couple of weeks, obviously you don't want to get stopped, because then you can't fight for another 4 weeks and it stops the money coming in. The phone stops ringing if you get stopped too often. But if you do come to fight and try and win, you leave yourself more open, more likely to be stopped. So the fact that he never does get an early night stop before the final bell is to his credit as well. And Ozgul, you know, is going looking for him, certainly. He's very aggressive and he's pretty heavy-handed as well.
He is, but Blackwell showing a good defence here in the 1st round. It's quite an absorbing 1st round. Very tight 1st round.
Well, a lot put into that by both of them. Ozgul's engine is pretty good from what we saw in his last contest.
You see Ozgul being the aggressor here. Blackwell on the ropes, defending.
Blackwell just trying to tuck up, doing a pretty good job of it. Ozgul trying to go to the body, then go to the head. does kind of bob and weave his way in. His nickname's Little Mike. Mike Tyson being the obvious reference there. And Tyson in the early days, when he was really on it, when he was really that rampaging force steaming through the heavyweight division, he did just bob and weave in, didn't he?
He was ferocious, wasn't he? Yeah, he was ferocious. He obviously wearing the black shorts as well and the black boots. And
seconds out, round 2.
Blackwell with a jab. Went 6 rounds with Bradley Price, another good fighter in Newport 3 weeks ago. Blackwell, that was his last outing. Last win was against James Higgy at Bowlers in Manchester last June. Looking for that right hand, but Ozgul just moved back out of the way and then comes in with a left hook followed by another one, and then looks to go to the body.
good quality about this.
Blackwell just throwing a big right hand there. These two just trading in centre ring.
So I'm saying, Blackwell always has a fight. He wants to win. Great fight for Ozgul at this stage of his career. His 7th fight. He said trained by Mo. So I remember Mo being Commonwealth lightweight champion 1986 at lightweight. Good fight, aggressive fight as well. Good coach.
Well, he was doing the translating for me backstage a couple of hours ago. I just wandered in to get a few more details on Onder Ozgul, and that was one of the main reasons why they came together, really, because when he came over to the UK and started training, one of the problems that Onder Ozgul had was that he doesn't speak English, and he still doesn't. And Mo Hussein does.
Yeah. You know what, in the gym, he's the nicest person. But I think his style's made for the pros. I think Mo Hussein's certainly tweaks him here and there, neating him up a lot.
It's a good right hand, short right hand that almost snuck its way through the guard there.
Do you notice though, Black was very clever. He covers up the ropes, goes tight and moves up, and he takes his feet out and moves around, making his opponent work a bit harder.
Ozgul again getting to work right above us. Rights and lefts to the body, but Blackwell never goes very long without throwing a punch back himself.
Black was always had a good work rate.
Well, he's had some good sparring under Ozgul as well. He's been in with the likes of Miles Shinkwin and Tom Baker, who were both supposed to be fighting tonight, actually, just down the way in Harrow. I think Shinkwin still is. Baker was fighting Jack Morris for the Southern Area title at light heavy, having just moved up from super middle, and that fight was called off. The card itself really has been kind of decimated by pullouts, which was a shame. But you were saying earlier on that you've seen Ozgul come down from light heavy to super middle. He was actually a cruiserweight when he was an amateur, so he's shed a lot of weight since he's come over to the UK.
I think as well, because of his height, I think obviously he's had to come down, you know. I think definitely suits him at this weight. A good honest round for both of them now. I think Ozgul just edged it. Like I said,
it's a good entertaining fight, isn't it?
It certainly is. Ozgul being the aggressor, and they're talking about that Blackwell defence. He's looking for the openings. It's a great learning fight in his 7th fight. But like I've always said, Blackwell comes to fight and win. It's quite a risky fight as well. You know, if you're looking to be a prospect.
Well, he hasn't got many rounds in his 6 fights under Ozgul. 22 rounds, 6 fights, 6 wins, 22 rounds. This is over 6 rounds, and it's interesting what can happen as fighters go further down the stretch. I was at York Hall a few weeks ago watching Adam Salmon, a young prospect, you would describe him as, in with William Warburton, who's actually one of my favourite fighters. And the first 3 or 4 rounds, Salmon looked great, he was moving nicely, he was boxing well. Then in the 5th round, Warburton just got him going from nowhere. He picked his punches, got him going, and he very nearly won the fight. And he does that again and again.
That's the thing, you know, you can't just look at their record. You know, I remember when I first turned pro, you're not getting a cut of fight, and it was tough getting into like 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds. But this is really good stuff from Ozgul, Onder Ozgul. Black was this.
A lot of punches thrown there by Ozgul, but in the middle of it all, there was a right hand back from Blackwell. He bangs in another one there. Ozgul again has set a fierce pace at the start of this third round, trying to pummel Blackwell back towards the ropes.
I really think Daniel Black was really talented.
He's got a brother Ozgul as well, as has Blackwell, of course, we mentioned earlier on. Shire Ozgul. He's had 6 fights as well, 6 wins, I believe. So from a fighting family.
Good pressure fighter, and isn't he? Again, Blackwell using his feet.
Forehead to forehead as Ozgul just tries to lean in. The referee having a quick word, not absolutely sure what that was about. It's quite a lot of bent arm work with Ozgul, isn't it? He doesn't really throw straight punches, not really straight.
No, that's good. That's a good point. That, yeah, a lot more hooks around the corner. I think once he gets there, he likes to work you up and down, throwing the hooks around your body, over the hooking over the head.
Plenty put into those two from Blackwell. Very much looking forward to the fight between his brother Nick and Elliot Matthews on the 14th in Bristol for the British middleweight title. It'll be a really good scrap that. The styles, I think, will gel nicely. This is good work from Ozgul, who got a right hand through there, snaps Blackwell's head back, but Blackwell again just stands his ground, bangs in a couple of right hands himself, and then just moves away to the right hand side.
Ozgul is just switching stances. Blackwell's very clever. He creates them gaps. He makes you have to work so hard. It's a great learning fight for Ozgul too. This is what you need. Stage your career.
Well, plenty going on in Bristol boxing. The Blackwells are from Trowbridge, but obviously not too far away. Lee Haskins will be fighting Randy Caballero. Haskins from Bristol. That's on the undercard of Cotto against Alvarez for a world title. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. At Madison Square Garden, the undercard of a fight like that.
Oh, that's what dreams are made of, isn't it? A fantastic opportunity for him.
Ozgul just getting his footwear sorted out. Blackwell back in that neutral corner, managed to get the uppercut in, and then Ozgul looks to try and go to work. That big overhand right was the eye-catching punch from that round, really.
It's the real first time you've seen Blackwell's head jolted back, isn't it? So I think he's got such a great defence. But the pressure of Ozgul, that club him right over the top, caught him clean.
Just missing with the big overhand right that time, Ozgul.
Seconds out, round 4.
Well, into the 4th round, into the second half of this fight, scheduled for 6 at super middleweight between Onder Ozgul in the black and Dan Blackwell in the blue with the black and white trim. It's been a good entertaining fight so far. It was always likely to be. When I saw who Onder Ozgul was in with for this fight, you knew that there was going to be entertainment. The only person to have stopped Blackwell, we're talking about the fact he's only been stopped once, is Liam Williams, a Welsh light middleweight Commonwealth champion training under Gary Lockett. Good fighter. Hasn't been in the ring for a while though, not since last November. Not previous to the exact reasons why there. He's trading blows.
Good action on the ropes here from both men. This is a real absorbing contest, and again, you know, we've been lucky tonight. We've had some really good, fantastic fights. Good matchmaking.
How do you fancy Lee Haskins' chances? Caballero's a good champion, a good solid champion, you would say. Maybe a bit more than that, but not right top draw, you wouldn't say?
No, he's not. But you know what? He's not. He's been out the ring quite a while, Caballero, and I think Haskins is a kind of fighter. You know, as you know, he's awkward. He gives anyone problems. It's a golden opportunity for him, and it's, you know, to go and hit the jackpot, as they say. Great opportunity for him.
Ozgul just missing with that right uppercut. Andre Ward, I think, is going to be on that bill as well, by the look of things.
Wow, what a bill.
Blackwell pounding back with a right to the body and looks for the uppercut, then very quickly tucks up and gets those feet moving.
You notice with Blackwell, you know, when he gets attacked, he always comes firing back with something, always. He defend and he'll come back. Like.
Ozgul just waiting a little bit too long there as they were just leaning on each other. Again, just tries to crash through that right hand.
I see him spar with Frank Buglioni quite a lot as well. Ozgul in the gym. And then Frank used to have some great spars.
When I was talking to Mo Hussein and to Ozgul as well, via Mo, I was mentioning fighters like Darryl Williams, who's Southern Area champion, who we saw on the first London Live Fight Night, like Luke Blackledge, the Commonwealth champion, like Jermaine Smile, the English champion, Lee Markham, fighters like that, and he was saying that he would fancy Ozgul against any of them, but he wants to bring him through slowly, and Ozgul just trying to engage here.
He got caught on an uppercut about 10 seconds ago, walked right onto it. It's a great shot from Blackwell. And all of a sudden you can see Black on the front foot here, being the aggressor. But Ozgul's so tough and durable. Fantastic round.
So how was sparring between Ozgul and Buglioni?
They could have boxed in a telephone box, a pair of them. It was that good. It was great sparring, and he spars exactly how he fights, and that may sound a bit silly, but it really was quality sparring. And yeah, they sparred loads of rounds, and it was really nip and tuck. It was close. If I'm honest, I think Frank probably edged it, you know, but you can see Ozgul getting better and better as the weeks went on. But how are you going to get better for sparring? It's a world-class fight like Frank Buglioni, who's just boxed for a world title.
So Mo saying not over-exaggerating then, he is already in fairly lofty company. I mean, at super middleweight, of course, Callum Smith fights Rocky Fielding on the 7th next week, and you would imagine whoever wins that fight would probably vacate it straight away, because they both got world title ambitions, and then you've got people circling below that wanting to fight for that title. Leon McKenzie won an eliminator for the British title last week, the week before, and the other names I mentioned, there's plenty in and around the mix there. Buglioni, of course, is another one. Great effort against Fedor Chudanov. It was a bruising, kind of hard fight to watch almost in the later rounds, because he was really copping some, but he finished on his feet, and he deserves great credit for that.
Without doubt, you know, a great brave performance, and I think he'll grow in confidence from that as well. Good up that uppercut again from Blackwell, and he's got right through. He's found the answer. The aggressiveness of Ozgul.
Ozgul again getting close, getting to the distance he needs to be at, but in the process catches a couple there from Blackwell, who again just uses those feet, gets out of trouble, moves away to his right-hand side.
I bet when people come through the venue tonight, they saw Ozgul's fight and looked at the record, but they thought, oh, pretty one-sided. But as you can see with Blackwell, it's not like that at all. It's made it a really interesting contest.
What's missing with Ozgul, do you think, when you watch him against an experienced campaigner like this? You've seen him obviously in the gym sparring a high-quality operator in Buglioni.
I think he's got everything going. I think he's worked right. I don't think there's an awful lot missing. I just think this is the right fight at the right stage. But Blackwell's so underrated. You know, I can't say it enough.
Again, just trying to move that head on the inside there, Ozgul, then gets through a nice right hand and the left. But as you've been mentioning all along, Mickey, Blackwell just doesn't tuck up and take punishment for long, does he? He gets that guard in place, drops those elbows, protects himself really well, but then always comes back with something.
He does, and he comes back with quality shots. That's why I think his record doesn't do him justice at all.
Ozgul letting go with the right hand, but just sails wide of the target. does sell some tickets, Ozgul, as well. Big Turkish population in Hackney, Haringey, Green Lanes. I live around there myself, and there's a lot of support. There's a good support base there for him. Nice right hand there again from Blackwell. Just explodes out of his tortoiseshell, doesn't he? Bungs in that big right glove and back in he goes.
He does, and I think Ozgul, he's such a pressure fighter, such a good puncher. He will learn so much from his fight tonight. He's breathing quite heavy, Ozgul. It just shows what a tough contest it is.
Well, super middle, as we mentioned, is a buzzing division. It has been around British boxing for years and years and years. James de Gale in action soon as well, defending his IBF title against Lucien Boutet over in Canada. Some good work from Ozgul in that round, but Blackwell takes most of them on the gloves. And they still have an effect. Heavy punches, even if they are taken on the gloves, it still puts a little dent in that energy bar, if you like.
Yeah, you're right, they do. This shows, like, even the pressure here, like, as he comes up the ropes, he fires back.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, 6th and final round.
It's the 6th and final round between these two as they touch gloves in the centre of the ring. Good fight this so far between Onder Ozgul in the black and Dan Blackwell in the blue. Ozgul has been the fighter coming forward for the most part, but Blackwell has more than played his part in this fight, and they'll be very interested to see how the referee does score this one at the end of the 6 rounds. You expect it to go to Ozgul because he has come forward more out of the two. He's boxed more on the front foot, and let's face it, he's expected to win this fight. There's no two ways about it. But I've seen Blackwell on the end of a few debatable close ones throughout the course of his career that I've been covering the last 4 or 5 years. He's only 22. He's had 55 professional fights after turning pro nearly 4 years ago.
So you look at him here, look how talented he is. He's got so much talent. I just wonder if he's got into that mode of, that losing mode. But he comes to the show and expects, oh, he put on a good show, but he's got so much talent.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? It's kind of fascinating, I find, that early stage of a fighter's career. If you can't sell tickets, then you've got a problem. The worst position you can possibly be in, strange though it sounds to say, is to be good and unable to sell tickets. Because promoters don't want you. You can't sell tickets, so they don't put you on the show for that reason. But they don't want to put you in with their ticket sellers in case you beat them.
You got your promoters out on tonight, Andy.
That's how it goes, though, isn't it?
No, you're right. You're spot on. That's a fair judgment, I think. You've only got to look how good this fight is. How good is this fight tonight? 6 rounds of quality boxing, aggression. There's everything in this fight you want.
Well, it's interesting, actually, because his brother Nick, who is 15-3 or 16-3 now, one of the two and British champion, it looked like he might have been heading for the away corner at one stage as well. He took some hard fights against the likes of Martin Murray, Max Burzak, Cyril Konitsky was another one, picked up a couple of defeats in the draw, and people didn't seem to really fancy him too much. He just didn't really seem to have the backing. Then he took that fight against John Ryder at the O2 at the end of May. Most people picked John Ryder for that one, and he was winning the fight quite clearly, and then Blackwell stopped him.
See, maybe this is what happened with his brother. You get the right fight over the right distance, 8-10. Because look at him now over 6 rounds down. Look at his flying. This is a tough fight for Ozgul. I tell you, this is a real tough, great learning fight for him.
Well, into the last 20 seconds, Ozgul again just trying to get through with that right hand. And Blackwell just using those feet. It's a strange old business at times, this. As I've been pointing out, the difference between these two is not that great. One is a prospect really going places, the other someone who watches every couple of weeks on the road. How gloves will travel.
That was a fantastic contest. That was so absorbing. That had so much quality in it.
Well, Blackwell just wandering back to his corner. Mo Hussein just toweling Ozgul down, and that was a thoroughly enjoyable 6 rounds. It really was. And Ozgul almost trying to usher Blackwell in there. He doesn't need any second invitation. A lot of punches thrown during the course of that 18 minutes as well.
You know what, Anne, that's the kind of fight you need to do the 6 rounds, get hit back, have a pressure fire as a fighter, you know, down the ropes, you know, you can't get through to him, then blowing someone away in 2 or 3 rounds. That is a great learning fight from the Ozgul.
They picked his opponents well, Wayne Reed for the last one and Nick Blackwell tonight. Let's get the announcement. He's experiencing a slight problem with a microphone here, Mark Schmid. Going to try and carry out some running repairs or get the one from the timekeeper. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of light heavyweight action, referee Cook scores the contest 58 points to 57 points to your winner and still unbeaten from London, Onder.
58 to 57, and you look at the look on Blackwell's face there. He kind of nodded as though he was saying that that was fair enough, but he has lost a lot of fights, 58-57. He really has, and Ozgul had known, as you've been saying all along, that he was really in a fight tonight, and he will have learned, as you've been saying, Mickey, so much from that.
That's what I'm saying. He's got so much quality, Blackwell. That's a great win on the Ozgul. Because Blackwell, I tell you, in the future will win something. I really do believe that. But what a great fight for us, you know, at London Live. Brilliant fight for the viewers.
Well, a 7th professional win now for Onder Ozgul. He goes 7-0.